right down to your street.
First just got faster.
It's Ram Power Days in Waynesboro.
New Dodge Charger SXTs, 0 down, just $575 a month.
Take a short drive on Highway 25 to save time and money.
Shop goodtogowaynesboro.com.
The I Called Slaw
On Paramount Plus.
Big city selection with hometown prices.
Only in Waynesboro, where every pre-owned vehicle is backed by J.D. Power's Platinum Warranty. Late model Hyundai Tucson, now $340 a month. GoodToGoWaynesboro.com. Your safety comes first with the First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
In broad daylight, without warning, 5 gunshots forever changed a young mother's life in the blink of an eye. We have this exclusive video shedding more light on what happened tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
That Richmond County mother is alive, but fighting for her life after being shot in that random attack you just saw. The family was getting ready to head to a corn maze when she saw a man on her security cam wandering into her yard.
As Hallie Turner shows us, she is speaking out from her hospital bed to warn other families about what happened. But we do want to warn you, this video contains those gunshots and her screams. It's disturbing, but the victim wants you to see it.
And it took him, 30 seconds to, a minute to shoot me? That changed my life forever.
Now her son's favorite place is no longer safe.
I think that I got shot right where I walk in and out of that house and where my son plays in that front yard. I'll never go back to that home. I will never feel the same about being outside.
Deputies say that's 30-year-old Dion Hamilton in a red jacket, pulling the trigger 5 times, hitting the young mother just once, who spoke to us from her hospital bed by phone.
Have a bullet lodged in my spine. They will not remove it due to the fact that it's too severe, and they are afraid that they might paralyze me if they remove it.
Hamilton is now behind bars, facing several charges, while she remains in the ICU.
I have numbness and weakness in my left leg. I cannot walk. I can't stand on it.
Reminding all parents, you are never promised tomorrow.
Protect our children, and this day and age, look over your shoulder, know your surroundings, always have somebody with you.
And listen to the sounds around you.
That first gunshot was a warning sign, and thank God I heard it, because if I didn't hear that first gunshot, I don't think I would be here, and nor would my son be here.
A weapon may not be there when you need it.
I own a gun, but I don't believe in gun violence. I own a gun in case someone was to shoot me, and still I didn't utilize that gun.
Hallie Turner joining us now live from the newsroom. So, Hallie, this shocking video, shocking to see, but how is she doing now?
Well, she has some internal bleeding, and she just found out again they can't remove the bullet or she won't have any chance of ever walking again. And even now, she says that chance is slim. It took a lot of strength for her to talk to us today, and she could only do it by phone. But she, again, wanted you to hear her story because it was just so random in the middle of the day, and she feels like she needs to warn so many people about it.
Just heartbreaking to watch that totally random attack, Hallie, but thanks for sharing her story with us.
Much more news ahead. Right now, a check of the weather to give you a...
Of records. We'll have a look at that full forecast for you coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Well, that was a surprise to see.
Yeah, and before we get to that, we're going to tell you this news story, so just a tease for us all.
Okay, last night, parents in Columbia County got their first look at new rezoning plans, still in the works for mainly elementary students.
Right now, crews are quickly making ground on the new Westmont Elementary School, and work will start soon for North Columbia Elementary. More than 650 students will move into these new classrooms.
But one school will close, and tonight, Nick Velan is talking to parents about how they feel about these new changes.
It's bittersweet moving schools.
I think it's a tough situation for everyone. I think it'll work out and it will be okay in the end.
I'm actually really excited that they're thinking about rezoning us.
For some elementary school parents, this will be their second move in 3 years, from going to school at the old Westmont to Lewiston for 2 years, and next year back to Westmont.
He's excited to come back to Westmont, though. He has loved driving back and forth to watch the construction.
Having to leave friends is a fear for some parents.
He's fine. He's chameleon. He can go anywhere. Whereas, my youngest wouldn't. If she was put into the situation as well, she would suffer from it.
We're talking about small children who they get into those dynamics with those friendships, with teachers. They get to know the building even, and they're happy there.
Possible line changes by the lake for middle and high school has Amy Munns at peace for her 4 kids.
It will be a whole lot better if we're able to have school closer to home.
Right now, they travel at least 30 minutes through traffic to Harlem, when Greenbrier is an 8-minute drive.
I haven't said anything to them about this yet because it's still kind of up in the air, but I think they'll be really excited to be able to go back to their home school.
In Columbia County, Nick Bueland on your side.
We're going to have those details and more information on who might go where if the plan gets approved. All that on our website, wrdw.com.
And Columbia County parents, you do have 3 more chances to catch those rezoning meetings and weigh in. The next one is November 7th at 6 at Martinez Elementary. There's also one November 9th at 6 at North Columbia Elementary and November 15th at 5:30. That's at the Board of Education where they're looking to get approval for the final plan.
The countdown is on. The stage is set. Thousands ready to tune in for the official Fort Gordon renaming ceremony. We are now 48 hours away from that history-making day as we transition to Fort Eisenhower. Taylor Martin explains the significance of that name.
It's a process that began in 2021, and now the new name, Fort Eisenhower, is finally coming to fruition. I spoke with leaders today who say the new name is a reflection of President Eisenhower's heroic efforts and their mission to the community.
Now, I'll speak for all soldiers. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event, an event that will absolutely, no doubt, go down in the annals of history.
History in the making for both Fort Gordon and the entire area.
And it is so close, and you're excited and pumped, and the adrenaline's flowing, and I think that's how we're feeling here right now.
Leaders say the new name wasn't even on the original list of contenders, but selecting it made perfect sense.
A lot of people don't know, but the Eisenhower family has really strong ties to the Augusta area. They enjoyed a lot of time here, at the Augusta National Golf Club. But really, members of the community, they attended church here.
Back in 1961, he gave his last address to troops on Barton Field, where the redesignation ceremony is being held 62 years later. As the name changes, one thing will stay the same: their mission to continue serving the Augusta area.
Without the support of our community, where would we be?
On Friday, you'll begin to see Fort Eisenhower on all signs across Augusta and on posts that used to say Fort Gordon. Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin on your side.
And it does seem to be a perfect fit. That redesignation ceremony open to DoD ID cardholders and invited guests. That event will be live streamed on the Cyber Center of Excellence Facebook page if you want to join in and watch.
Fastballs are flying, but will some of our local teams make the cut for the GHSA State Elite 8? Our sports director, Dan Booth, is live in Columbus. I'll have a full breakdown after the break.
And temperatures are going to work their way into the 80s for the rest of the week and only get warmer by this weekend. Big change on the way next week, though. We'll have a look at that full forecast next.
Richard, happy anniversary and congratulations for 30 years at News 12 there in Augusta. Your dedication to the CSRA is unparalleled. Thanks for everything you do. Save me a slice of cake. And speaking of slicing, because of your wealth of knowledge, I just need you to help me with my swing. It slices every single time. All right, Rich, can you help me out?
Time and Temp. Brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Lawyers.
I'm attorney Medicare Options. Insurance Masters in North Augusta. 803-761-0222.
Augusta's best luxury dealer, Jim Hudson, now brings you the best GM brand. Cadillac, the best of the best. Now open. Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road. And right now, during the Made to Move sales event, get 2.9% financing plus $1,500 purchase allowance or payments from $379 a month. Cadillacs, over 60 available. 2.9% or $379 a month at Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road.
Experience it once and you'll never forget it.
Hey, Chip, what's the matter?
Man, this name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that. What about this?
Are you 64.com?
Richard, my dear, I love you so much. Congratulations on 30 years. You are the master of many. I love to say that you raised me up. I came in at WRDW as a baby, And now I'm a big girl, all thanks to you. Congratulations on your 30th.
Sierra, over in Atlanta, thanks so much for that. I do appreciate it.
And we're taking a live look out at the Thurman Dam on a gorgeous afternoon. Riley, you say we're in store for a little bit of a warm-up here.
Yeah, guys, it was a beautiful Richard Rogers Day today. And then for the rest of the week, we're looking at a little bit warmer temperatures. We are looking at highs near 80 Thursday and Friday. And then we're talking mid-80s to close out the last weekend of October and even early next week. Now, once we get to Halloween next, in the 80s at least through Monday, but we will start to notice that fall chill again by Halloween.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
The GHSA State Elite Eight is underway here in Columbus, and all 5 of our local teams who are still standing were in action on the diamond today, trying to bring a state championship home back to the CSRA. Now, it's been an emotional roller coaster all day long for all of our teams and everyone in attendance, and that was no exception for our first game. Glasscock County ended up coming up on the wrong side of a 3-2 score to Wilcox County after taking a 2-0 lead into the top of the 7th. Harlem did not get the results they wanted either. They came up short to Gordon Lee 9-0, not really being able to get too much going on offense. Grovetown was no hit 6 2/3 of the way through their 7-inning game, and they ended up coming up short 3-0 to Noonan. And it wasn't all bad though, because Washington Wilkes ended up putting 9 runs up on the board against Telfair County to win 9-1, and they had an exceptional day across the board. Allie Hookie was fantastic in the circle, having over 200 Ks on the season. And then Emmanuel County Institute came up on the wrong side of a walk-off to Georgia Military College 5-4. Another heartbreaking loss for a team that's trying to go back-to-back. Now, it's clear that there have been so many teams out here that are giving it their all and really putting themselves in a position to have success. When it comes down to it, this tournament is all double elimination, which means all of our local teams, regardless of their results today, will be playing tomorrow. Now, Washington Wilkes is a little bit closer to getting back to state now. This is the first time in 29 years Washington Wilkes is here in Columbus, and they're getting off to a good start. I'll have a recap and a deeper dive into all 5 of these games tonight at 11. Reporting from Columbus, Dan Booth on your side.
Just an honor to be playing ball this time of year.
Absolutely, and we've got so many local teams, so we wish them luck.
Dan, thanks. Celebrating champions, we are live in Aiken with the USC eventing team celebrating a big history-making win there.
Hey, Richard, what a huge milestone. 30 years at News 12 in Augusta. Go you. I'm trying to keep up with you, Richard. All I wanted to say is happy anniversary and thank you for everything you've done, because I've heard from reliable sources you have done a lot. And I also heard there is still more to come. Congrats, Richard. See you on TV. Bye.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
After an accident,
well, after a history-making win, UFC Aiken's championship equestrian team celebrating their win with the rest of the horse community. We're live at this event over at the Aiken Horse Park. You know, back in June, the team won their first Eventing Association Intercollegiate National Championship. They went all the way, and they were the smallest team in the field. They outperformed Auburn University and the University of Kentucky in the final round to secure a big win.
When Richard Rogers first sat down at the anchor desk at News 12, George Bush Sr. was president. Gas was 65 cents a gallon, and Richard's hair was admittedly a few shades darker. But today we are celebrating 3 decades on air for a man who really needs no introduction or wrinkle cream because he never ages. Join us as we take a look back and celebrate our favorite anchor man.
WRDW-TV Augusta.
I'm Richard Rogers.
For 30 years, he's been the voice behind the good times.
Welcome back live to Augusta National. You know, there's a lot.
And there to guide us through the bad.
We have to imagine that with the stalled engine, he put it down where he could, and that was right here.
Before he landed in Augusta, he traveled up and down the East Coast from Savannah to Wilmington, then Jacksonville.
Here at Nag's Head when high tide finally went out last night.
He traded in his morning alarm for the evening news and moved with his wife and all-time favorite co-anchor, Jill, making North Augusta their home. It's where his son Zach and daughter Zoe were born and raised.
Pros of being Richard Rogers' daughter and my dad being a newsman is that all my friends thought that he was so cool, and they used to beg him to read the Polar Express to them whenever they would come over.
It's hard to believe it's been 30 years. You've certainly been doing it for longer than I can remember.
And he has the bubblegum cigar boxes welcoming Zach and Zoe into the world in his desk drawer still to prove it.
I think the most impressive thing is that somehow you haven't aged a day. So congratulations again from us. We love you.
Cons is that we could not go to Publix without the bakery ladies stopping us and asking for autographs and photos. Congratulations to 30 years, Dad. You're the best dad I could ever know. And cheers to 30 more years on the news.
His favorite Augusta news memories span from covering musical greats like the Godfather of Soul.
Right, Richard Rogers.
Sharon Jones.
Here's to beating cancer.
Right.
Here's to Miss Sharon Jones.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And Jesse Norman. And of course, his favorite assignment every year, the Masters Tournament.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Richard Rogers, live at Augusta National.
But his impact on journalism isn't just felt here in Augusta.
Hi from Miami. RR, it's LT out in the field here in Atlanta. Hi, Richard from Boston.
From all the way in Portland, Oregon.
Double R, Richard, it's me. Coming at you from Atlanta at 4 a.m.
It's all over the world, and the stories told every day by hundreds of journalists who've learned a little something from their time in Augusta from one of the greats.
You are a legend and an icon in the market. And to me personally, I consider you a friend and a mentor, somebody who really helped me out as I was learning and growing in journalism.
Richard, my dear, I love you so much. Congratulations on 30 years.
I am so grateful to have worked with you, to have learned from you, to be inspired by you, encouraged by you, to be in a band with you, and to be your running buddy.
Thank you so much for all of your advice and help. There's so many journalists, including myself, that are spread out all across the country that you have taught how to tell stories.
You made me a better journalist, you made me a better runner, and you definitely made me a better person too. You're one of the nicest people ever, but your work ethic, you bring so much to the community, to the station, and so many people are just so grateful for all the things that you've done over the years.
Congratulations on 30 years.
So until he rolls into retirement, hopefully in another decade or so, join us in saying congratulations on 30 years to the best of the best, Richard Rogers.
It's actually next week.
Don't just re-rack that and roll it back.
Wow, I'm stunned. I'm glad I don't have to read one more word off a teleprompter right now, but thank you for putting that together and for contacting all those good friends all over the country.
It's so easy to put something together for Richard because everyone wants to talk about him. Everyone loves you from generations before us, so we're just all lucky to work with you.
Well, we landed in a great spot. We made a home here, and like I said earlier, we're able to raise kids in one market through elementary school, middle school, high school. That doesn't happen in TV news, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, here's to 30 more. TikTok.
I don't know about that. How about that, Zoe?
And we had something pretty big happen today. The mayor of Augusta came in.
That's right.
Now October 25th is officially Richard Rogers
I have
Day,
it in
that
print,
is awesome.
so it is
Everyone
official.
celebrate accordingly. I know you're going to be planning your outfits all year for next year.
Thanks, Mayor Johnson, for dropping by today. That was special.
And weather-wise, we are going to enjoy a little bit warmer mornings. We're going to stay in the mid-50s all the way through the weekend, and just trust me that those are, there you go. All those days are through the weekend. We're looking at 50s waking up. We'll have to look at that 7 day just after a short break.
Easy. Hi there, Richard. We just wanted to say a very special happy anniversary to your 30 years on the TV with News 12 in Augusta. Your dedication to the CSRA is absolutely unparalleled. Thank you for everything you do.
And it is a beautiful look from our Thermal Dam Cam, looking at the last little bit of daylight over our Richard Rogers Day. Gorgeous conditions out there. And we got actually a pretty...
We're putting our foot down to keep our feet up, like way up, with Lazy Boy.
We worked overtime. Now it's TV time.
It's the trade-in event. This is your chance to get great savings store-wide. Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.
Hi there, Richard. We just wanted to say a very special happy anniversary to your 30 years on the TV with News 12 in Augusta. Your dedication to the CSRA is absolutely unparalleled. Thank you for everything you do.
And it is a beautiful look from our Thermon Dam Cam, looking at the last little bit of daylight over our Richard Rogers Day. Gorgeous conditions out there. And we got actually a pretty nice sunset, I think. Once the cloud cover just kind of moves a little bit north of us, the sun should be able to sneak under it and provide us a little bit of color out there over the next couple of hours. Now, moving forward this week, remember, by the weekend, we're looking at highs in the mid-80s. By next Wednesday, though, high temp will only be near 60 degrees. So we do have some changes once we get this little warm streak done with. But enjoy the warm weather while it does last. This could be the warmest weather we see for the rest of 2023.
And I appreciate all the well wishes. 31 starts tomorrow, so I guess I should show up for whatever happens.
Next year, you can have Richard Rogers Day off. At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
We're excited.